In a stunning twist that no one saw coming, King Charles III has just pulled the rug out from under Camilla's plan to humiliate Prince William and Princess Anne. What started as a carefully orchestrated plot to weaken the royal siblings turned into a complete failure. How did the king outsmart his own wife? And what does this reveal about the true dynamics inside the royal family? The palace is buzzing, and this is just the beginning. The royal family has always been an institution of secrets, strategy, and power plays. But behind the well-crafted images of unity and grace, there are often undercurrents of rivalry, tension, and fierce ambition. And in this case, it wasn't just about one family member wanting to take the spotlight. No, this was about a carefully devised plan to humiliate two key members of the royal family, Prince William and Princess Anne. At the center of this plot, none other than Camilla, Queen Consort. For years, Camilla has worked hard to transform her public image. From the other woman, who once caused a scandal, to the respected Queen Consort beside King Charles, she has managed to reshape herself into an essential figure in the monarchy. But as powerful as she's become, there are still traces of ambition lurking beneath the surface. Ambition that has led her to make some risky decisions. It all began when Camilla, frustrated with the attention and support Prince William has garnered as the future king, began quietly scheming to diminish his standing within the royal family. While Charles, as king, had a strong bond with his son, William's growing prominence in royal circles was a constant reminder to Camilla that Charles's heir was a direct threat to her own power and influence. But it wasn't just Prince William who became a target. Princess Anne, always the quieter sibling, had long been seen as a source of stability within the royal family. Her decades of hard work and no-nonsense attitude had earned her respect, but it also made her a potential rival in Camilla's eyes. Anne's solid reputation meant she was a trusted figure, and any attempt to destabilize the royal order would require neutralizing her as well. So Camilla devised a plan. It was a multi-step strategy designed to cast doubt on William's leadership abilities and Anne's relevance in the royal family. The plot centered around a series of public engagements, royal tours, and behind-the-scenes meetings where William and Anne would be placed in compromising positions, either by being sidelined, overshadowed, or publicly humiliated in front of the press and key players in the royal world. This would subtly chip away at their influence and make Camilla, already by Charles's side, appear as the true authority in the family. The plan was audacious, but Camilla had always been a shrewd player. She knew that in the royal family, perception is everything. By controlling the narrative, she could shift public favor, and most importantly, strengthen her position as the central figure in King Charles's reign. But what Camilla didn't anticipate was how her husband, King Charles, would respond to the plan. At first, it seemed like Charles might be unaware of the delicate web his wife was weaving. But as the days passed and the situation grew increasingly tense, Charles began to sense that something wasn't quite right. It wasn't just a matter of his wife's ambitions. It was about the future of the monarchy and the unity of the family. Charles knew that while his reign had just begun, it could quickly unravel if the royal family was torn apart by internal strife. The turning point came when Camilla attempted to pull off her most daring move yet, a carefully timed public engagement where Anne would be asked to take a back seat to Camilla's spotlight. The event, set in the heart of London, was meant to showcase Camilla's solo leadership, positioning her as the true figurehead of the royal family. But what Camilla didn't count on was Charles stepping in at the last moment. The event was supposed to be a gala celebrating the royal family's charity work. All eyes were on the royal couple as they arrived, and as planned, Camilla was supposed to take the stage for her speech. But in a last-minute change, Charles suddenly turned the spotlight on, and instead, when it was time to speak, Charles made sure that Anne was the first to address the crowd, giving her the opportunity to shine. What followed was nothing short of a royal masterstroke. And, always poised and articulate, delivered a speech that was widely praised, reminding the public of her decades of service and dedication to the monarchy. Anne's words struck a chord with the crowd, and suddenly, the media began to turn its focus on her once again. The calculated attempt to humiliate and backfired spectacularly, as she emerged from the event not only unscathed but more respected than ever. And as for Camilla, her plans were foiled in the most public way possible. Rather than assuming center stage as she had hoped, Camilla found herself overshadowed by Anne's unexpected but very public triumph. The media, which had been eagerly anticipating a moment where Camilla would prove her dominance, was left with little to report on. Instead, they were forced to focus on the success of Anne's address. But Charles wasn't done. The king, understanding that a delicate balance had to be maintained within the family, had already taken steps to ensure that William too would not be sidelined. In the days following the gala, he invited William to participate in a series of high-profile royal engagements, ones that were set to highlight his leadership qualities and reaffirm his role as the future king. This was Charles's way of counteracting Camilla's quiet undermining and ensuring that William's status was secure. The contrast between Charles's handling of the situation and Camilla's manipulation couldn't have been clearer. While Camilla had tried to orchestrate a subtle but damaging power shift, Charles had not only defended his children's positions, but actively worked to amplify their voices and presence. In doing so, he reminded everyone, including Camilla, that his loyalty lies with his family and that the royal family's future is about unity, not division. For Camilla, this was a major setback. Her ambition had driven her to take dangerous risks, and in the end, it cost her dearly. She had underestimated Charles's ability to see through her scheme, and now, her credibility had taken a hit. What's worse, her actions may have alienated her from key members of the royal family. While Charles stood firm in his support of William and Anne, it was clear that Camilla's machinations had only made things more complicated. But this is far from over. The royal family is no stranger to drama, and Camilla is not one to back down easily. With her pride wounded and her plans exposed, it's clear that she will not simply retreat into the background. Instead, she may double down on her efforts to secure her position, possibly creating even more tension within the royal ranks. Will Charles be able to keep his family united? Or is this just the beginning of a larger power struggle that could threaten the stability of the monarchy? The royal family is entering a new era, and with it comes a shifting of power, loyalty, and influence. Charles has proven that he is more than capable of protecting his family. But what does the future hold for Camilla, William, and Anne? As the king continues to foil his wife's plans, we are left wondering, how far will Camilla go to reclaim her position? And what does this mean for the future of the royal family? The answers are still unfolding, and one thing is certain. This is just the beginning of a far more complicated royal saga. Stay tuned. The next chapter is about to be written,